All right, we will call to order the Aquifer Protection Agency December 10th meeting. Alexis, do you mind calling the roll?
Yeah, I mean, no, I will call the roll.
Great, thank you.
Mr. Schulman,
Here.
Miss Wells,
Here.
Miss Limkowski,
Here.
Mr. Rowena,
Here.
Mr. Bryce,
Here.
Miss Lingalis,
Here.
Mr. Jones,
Here.
Miss Tabachnik,
Here.
Mr. Williams,
Here.
and
Recording in progress.
Sorry about that.
right. And oh, Miss Byron, Jordan Byron. There you are.
Present.
Sorry, I thought I saw you, and then I lost you in the
No problem.
screen.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hey.
All right. So I think that's everyone except for Nick. It looks like Lou dropped and rejoined as an attendee. Alexis, do you mind bringing him across? Sounds like his computer started working. Lou, can you hear us?
I'm okay now.
Great.
Excellent.
Yes, now we can see and hear you. Wonderful. With that, we will seat Anna for the first application and Diana for the second, just because we have a sufficient number of members tonight. Alexis, even if someone's not seated, they can still participate up until we take a vote. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
great.
that's
Wonderful. All right. Or rather, up until we make a motion, is my understanding.
Right,
Yep.
to a
Okay.
vote.
Thank you. So now that we've seated members, we'll move to the registration applications. There is no new applications received. Is that correct, Alexis?
That is correct.
Great. So then moving on to pending applications for re-registration, we have RA 24-104, 255 Main Ave, Nina and Marco Inc., doing business as Amico. Registration application for active repair and maintenance of vehicles. Alexis, do you have something you want to share on this application?
Sure. So this was on the agenda at the last meeting, and it was almost complete. Harry Rookaville from McCord Engineering gave a very quick presentation and showed some photographs, and they were just awaiting some elements to be delivered to the facility to physically be implementing the completed plan. So they have completed that, and with that, I am happy to say that they are now complete. So they have submitted a certified materials management plan as well as a certified stormwater management plan, and they are implementing all of the best management practices that are spelled out in those plans. So I would consider their application now complete. And that's it for me. So the action would be acceptance of that registration if you were to agree.
Wonderful. Does anyone have questions for Alexis before we make such a motion? Hearing none. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll move that we accept it.
Sorry,
just Harvey's got a question real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Harvey.
Sorry, as a matter of mechanics, I was not present at the last meeting, and so thus, as an abstention, I think is probably the proper. Okay.
Okay. With that, I believe Anna was seated for this. Diana, would you like to be seated for this one? Great.
Right. So I wasn't at the last meeting either.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to abstain as well.
Great. Thank you. All right. Lou, I believe you were making a motion to approve. Is that right?
That's correct.
Or to accept, rather.
To accept.
To accept. Is there a second to Lou's motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tammy. I think we can do this with a show of hands. All those in favor? All right. All those abstaining? 2 abstentions. And all those opposed? All right, that carries as accepted. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chair, I'm
Yes.
going to depart.
Okay. Have a great rest of your
All right,
evening.
have a good evening.
Of course. Bye-bye. So with our next application, it's an enforcement action. So this is APB 25-45, 18 Pearl Street, LF&P General Auto Repair, show cause hearing and decision, operation of a facility with regulated activities and non-compliance with APA regulations. Alexis, would you like to start with the presentation and maybe give us a structure of how we should hear this tonight?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So as many of you are aware, whenever the staff issues a enforcement order, state statute requires a certain process, and that process includes the holding of a show cause hearing within 10 days of the issuance of that order. And a show cause hearing is basically an opportunity for the respondent, the entity or persons that received the order, to provide you, the agency, additional testimony regarding their circumstance, and if they want to, they can present evidence as to why they're not in violation or why the proposed remedies that are listed in the directives are unreasonable, or they can request kind of a different course of action. And so the way it works is I will describe all the events that led up to the issuance of the order, and then the respondent who's here tonight, they will have an opportunity to give you testimony as well. At the end of the night, the hearing will close, and then you, the agency, will need to make a determination whether to uphold the order, to uphold but modify the order, or to withdraw the order. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. Feel free to begin with your component then. Yes.
So I'll start with L&P Auto Body is had previously been a registered facility operating out of 18 Pearl Street, which is in the Aquifer protection area. They do automotive repair as a auto body shop, and so they had to previously register. Their last registration expired on February 6th, 2025. And we sent them a letter in September 2024 that their registration was needing to be renewed, and that it had to be renewed in advance of that February 6th, 2025 date. So on January 16th, 2025, they did submit an application. The next meeting of the agency was April 16th. So at that April 16th meeting, there was a decision to, there was a determination that a stormwater management plan was warranted because the facility includes a catch basin, which appears to be a dry well right outside the garage bay. And so initially a stormwater management plan was not part of their, it's not part of kind of the standard requirements for a re-registration. But as previously noted with other facilities, when the agency makes a determination that it is warranted because of the way that stormwater is handled, and in this particular situation, because it appears there is a dry well on the property, the agency can require such stormwater management plan. So after that April 16th meeting, they were sent a certified return receipt requested in regular mail letter notifying them that their registration was incomplete at the time because of this determination that a stormwater management plan is required. So at that April 16th meeting, a new deadline was given of August 20th, 2025 to submit a stormwater management plan. So then the next agency meeting was on August 27th, 2025. And at that meeting, the facility owners did appear. They had not met August 20th deadline, but they explained to the agency at that time the hurdles that they had in getting a stormwater management plan completed, and the agency gave them a 90-day extension at that time. So that 90-day extension got them to a new deadline of November 18th, 2025. Your next meeting was November 12th, 2025. At that meeting, the facility owners did not appear. But as we noted during that meeting, they still had 6 more days to complete it. And so it was the directive of the agency to staff to keep an eye out for any new developments. And if November 18th came and went and no additional information was submitted, to initiate enforcement. So on December 1st, I did issue a cease and desist order. And the order directs, basically makes the finding that they to date still do not have the required registration application necessary to renew their past registration. So they do not have a current registration, and the state statutes prohibit the operation of regulated activities within the Aquifer area unless those regulated activities are being performed by a facility that is registered. So the directive is to cease all regulated activities, which would be all repair of vehicles. So that's the history and why I issued the order.
Thank you. Does anyone from the agency have questions for Alexis?
Oh, and I will note that on December 8th, I did receive an email from Harry Rocheville of McCord Engineering, letting me know that they were commissioned to do a stormwater management plan for LF&P Auto Body. And he asked me what the timeline looks like as far as deadlines for submitting that information. And that I replied the same day, informing him that at this point there is no timeline to submit because that timeline officially passed, but asked that he encourage the facility owners to attend tonight and explain that there had been an enforcement order issued.
Thank you. JJ, do you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. What are the barriers, or what were the barriers that prevented the defendant from completing their registration?
I think they will answer that when given the floor. they are the best to answer that.
Before we do that, does anyone have any questions for Alexis? Great. So I think that's a great segue for the members representing LF&P Auto Body. This is your opportunity to present information about your side, also to answer agency member Jordan Byron's question. My first question to you is about the order, the enforcement order. Is that something that you have received? Have you seen the documents that Alexis has referenced?
Yes. First thing, mic check. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you received it as well. If you would like to present your case and more information for the agency, that would be great. And now is your time to do so.
All right. All right. Yeah. No, thanks for having us. Unfortunately, we are here, but as Alexis mentioned, this is something brand new. We've always complied with regulations. We're not looking to do nothing more than just, make money over here, do our thing. So we always did the plans, the management plans that we stopped by. They saw our facility. We kept tidy. We did what the paperwork said. We never went beyond that. We were not allowed to wash cars, simple things like that. Um, the issue was this was brand new, right? So when presented to us, it was kind of not to put blame on everybody, but there wasn't much info out there. As of not the last meeting, the meeting before that, I overheard that we missed the last meeting, but the meeting before that, basically this list of names I had, we didn't have access to up until that meeting. We contacted the first couple names. You could kind of see I wrote no, you can't, 5 to 7,000 right there. That's kind of what the guys were quoting us. So our eyes exploded. We're okay, well, we got to do it. We got to find 7 grand now minimum. By I want to say about a month after that, we got a call from Mr. Harry saying, "Hey, look, I got your email." We emailed everybody basically. And Mr. Harry was kind enough to get back to us and just say, "Hey, look, I got that. All I need is a $500 deposit." And we're like, "Oh, even better. Let's do it. Let's do it." It's not 7 grand. It's something we have to do. Unfortunately, we weren't able to be fit into the schedule, like she said, up until the 8th, which was 2 days ago. I mean, we're on top of this. It's something we have to do. We've been trying to do. Unfortunately, initially, there wasn't info on who to contact. So we were calling people left, right, and center. People were just saying, "I'm not certified. I can't go down into that hole. I don't know what the city wants." After we got the list, we contacted everyone. And initially, we were going to go with WSP.com, Six Research Drive. It's Mark Goldberg. That's what we're going to go with. He quoted us 7 grand. So we were honored, every day trying to get that. The good thing, Harry reached out to us, and honestly, 7 grand compared to what the service that Harry's giving to us is just something that's going to make the big difference. So we went with him. Came by Monday. He said, he spoke to my boss, said we have to attend this meeting. It's something we're working on, we're doing it to the best of our abilities. It's just something brand new. And, maybe had this list been up like day one, we would at least be way, way ahead of this. But, second meeting, we got the list. We had scheduled, like I said, with WSP. And then fortunately for like our bank account, but unfortunately for the timeline, Harry reached out and said, "Look, we could do this. We just need a $500 deposit. I could stop by. I'll do everything." And we said, fine, that we don't have the 7 grand to pay the other guy, and this is something we have to do no matter what. So we told him to come by. We canceled the stuff with the other people, the 5 7 grand contract, and it's just something we're trying to get done. I know timeline is, we're way past that, but it's something brand new. It's something we weren't prepared for per se. And now at least we know who to contact for. If we do get past this and we get to doing a renewal, we got his number on the wall. But now there's after the fact that it's been made kind of accessible.
JJ, would you like to ask your question again, or did you have it answered?
No, my hand was up, but you know what? I have a
Okay.
different question now
Please.
for Alexis. Okay, so thank you for making your presentation and outlining the timeline when communication was sent. You have completely documented your interaction, your engagement, making sure that the people of LFM Auto Body was aware of their responsibility to comply. And so, hearing what you're saying on the other side, that you did receive this communication, you just didn't know what to do about it. You didn't know what to do with. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we were basically given a couple words as a guideline. Said, look, you need someone certified to go down there and inspect the hole. Understandable, understandable. Um, we called local electricians, local plumbers, and they were like, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what are you saying, a hole? Like going, we explained everything. We gave them the map to the facility and everything. But then after that one meeting, the 2 meetings ago, when we kind of discussed the same thing and they gave us the actual names, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Showman asked, like, was this accessible to them? And we came to the conclusion that it really wasn't like on a website or anything, accessible. So they were kind enough to send us this list, and we went from there. The main I'm sure WSP would have had this done by now, but we don't have 7 grand to just give out. So we went with Mr. Harry Rocheville, he was kind enough to give us a more upfront contract, give us the paperwork. I really like the way he worked, and something we're able to do. And he seems like he's able to help us get this paperwork done for you guys, so we can all be in regulations and at a good standing. The process was just rather complicated to make it easy. The process was just rather not straightforward. So yeah, no, we're doing, the best we can. This is our place. We're here to comply, and as we always have, it's just a new process this year that we weren't prepared for, and unfortunately, the information wasn't available to us either. But no, we're here to comply. I've seen Miss Alexis here plenty of times. She's seen our facility. A couple people from the Norwalk city have come by, and every time if there's any issues, we call it in, we get it done. We got to do everything the right way. There's no way around it.
Thank you.
I have a question for Alexis. Alexis, were you withholding the list of potential contractors from these gentlemen?
So we did not have a list. So in the original April letter, there is an entire paragraph dedicated to what the stormwater management plan is and why it's required. And it's noted that it must be completed and certified by a professional engineer, a certified hazardous materials manager, or a licensed environmental professional. So we did not keep a list. Generally, we cannot make any recommendations or the opposite of a recommendation, right, for any type of service, and we get that request a lot. But we did hear back from multiple facility owners that they were having trouble finding a qualified professional. Again, it is pretty clear that it's a professional engineer, or licensed environmental professional, or hazardous materials manager. And so we did call around that was in August, mid-August. I and other members of the staff called various environmental engineering firms asking if they did stormwater management plans for aquifer protection areas, and if we were to make a list, would they like to be on our list? And so we did generate a list, and that was emailed to LF&P, I think, on August 25th, of a list of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engineering firms that got back to us and confirmed that yes, that's something that we do. Those 5 aren't the only ones that do it, but those are the ones that called us back right away.
It seems to me that the process you've used here is very generous in terms of giving applicants time, and then giving them time again and giving them time yet again to get this accomplished. Is there any reason we couldn't uphold your action? And once they submit, as they're required to, that you can permit them to get back to work at their facility? Is that the way the process works?
Yeah, I would say that if you are interested in that, I would recommend amending the order to say that immediately all activities need to be stopped until they are successfully registered, and that they can re-register. They can basically they can complete their registration, and you can, I guess, let's think about this. You can give a deadline within the directives to complete the registration application with the submittal and implementation of a stormwater management plan by a certain date, and that reiterate that again, without a current registration, no regulated activities can occur.
And what is the alternative if we simply accept your action?
Then the facility, the tenant, would be prohibited from operating at this location.
Indefinitely?
That was a question I asked the law department. That's a little bit unclear, but yes, that would be, I think the law department's interpretation of kind of what it says is that you don't have a registration. So the order was sent to both the facility operator and to the property owner. I think the property owner retains some rights as far as having a grandfathered facility at that site. But I don't know if legally the existing facility operator does.
Thank you.
And so just to clarify that briefly before we go to Harvey's question, that's if we uphold it as it is. If we uphold as modified, that's where we can
Yes.
provide some contingencies where they can provide the stormwater management plan by a certain date and be able to continue to operate once they meet such conditions. Am I understanding
Absolutely.
that? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And I will add that my order was an attempt to effectuate the direction that the agency seemed to be going on that date. So
Yes.
No ties to it. Okay.
Yes, I understood. And, thank you for putting this order together. I think it's what was needed as following our last meeting, and looking forward to the discussion on it tonight. Harvey, do you have a question?
Yeah, I imagine the time horizons here are variable, but what is a typical time horizon from engaging an engineering firm to completing this assessment?
So I know that, and I might you can get a second answer from the respondent, maybe, since they are the ones that are hopefully engaging with an engineer. But I know that the I just read Harry's. Well, I can read Harry's full email. He continues. He says, I did visit the site today. That was on December 8th, and met with staff today. Could you let me know what their timeline looks like? I could probably have the SMP done before the holidays. I assume they are on the agenda. Well, and so I think that the plan could potentially be done by the end of the month. And then with Aquifer, kind of the real kicker is what is the contents of that plan? Because it's not just the plan, the operator or whatever agreement the operator has with the property owner has to actually implement the plan. So depending on what the engineer comes up with, and I would imagine some kind of stormwater management plan with a filter insert. So I don't think we're talking, excavation activities, but some additional layers of best management practices. Those BMPs would need to be ordered and implemented. So that would probably take maybe another 2 weeks. 6 weeks. There's my answer.
Yep. I'm sorry, the folks who are representing LF&P Auto Body, I didn't catch your name, so I don't know how to address you. But
And actually, could you
yeah.
state both of
Yes,
your names? That would be very
that would be
helpful.
helpful. Thank you,
Yes, I'm Ivan. This is one of the owners, Pedro.
Pedro. Do you mind doing first and last name just for our minutes? It makes it a little bit easier.
Pedro Pisa
Pedro
Ortega.
Pisa Ortega.
My
Great.
last
Nice to
name
meet
is
you.
Rosas. Ivan
Rosas.
Rosas.
That's the translator mostly. They help with us.
Understood. Thank you. Mr. Rosas, would you like to respond
Yeah,
to
yeah.
some of the
Just
questions
wanted to
that made?
chime in a little bit when they mentioned, what would mainly happen if this order was to go through. We would effectively lose our occupation license or permit. Wouldn't be allowed to basically re-register. We would have to redo the whole process, which is tedious money-wise, probably wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, in terms of the rest of the stuff, like Miss Alexis mentioned, Harry had said this is something he could most likely get done before the end of before the holidays. Might just need a week or two more to, get his stuff done, whatever it needs to be. But yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, it's gotten this far out. We always try and comply, so we're just trying to do our best, if you guys allow this, I'm sure the good thing, yeah, the ball is rolling, he's gotten his deposit, he's ready to do the paperwork. It seems that he might have some sort of, I don't know, connection or he knows somebody at the department, like he mentioned, uh I assume they are on the agenda for Wednesday night's meeting. That kind of seems he might have some info on that. So seems like he, might be able to work with you guys. I mean, definitely it's something we're trying to get done. So no, yeah, it just depends what's the call.
Tammy, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you. I'm not sure if Alexis can answer this, but as it stands now, are there pollutants, for lack of a better word, leaking into the aquifer because of this delay?
I'd say generally no, because the aquifer protection regulations are really focused on requiring facilities to implement best management practices, and having a stormwater management plan that proactively prohibits any potential spills from being conveyed more or less directly into the groundwater. That's what a dry well does. That is a best management practice that is currently not being implemented. So no, there are no active spills or contamination that I know of on the property. There is just not a layer of the full extent of best management practices that the aquifer protection program developed by the state would require for this facility.
Okay, and so then the environmental incentive isn't as immediate for the city and the city residents, but certainly the applicant, Mr. Ivan, wants to become compliant because now he's out of business essentially. So, I guess he needs to facilitate his process as quickly as is economically possible for him.
Richard,
Okay. I
do you have
mean,
a question?
my biggest
Sorry.
concern would be to
Go
have
ahead.
pollutants going into the aquifer. I'm sorry your business is being delayed because of this, but I guess the onus is on you. And I understand why the city can't just provide a list of service providers because it's sort of a conflict of interest.
Understandable. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like she's mentioned, we comply with everything. This is just something new. I mean, we're not allowed to wash cars, so there's no flow of water back there. I mean, our neighbors wash 20 cars, not the last couple months, but they wash like 20 cars a day, and that goes straight into the drain. They're draining the street, but we can't wash anything. So it sucks. We got to drive to the car wash down the street, but it is what it is. I'd rather pay $10 at the car wash than lose the business over washing a car. So no, we're here to comply. our oil, anything. We have it all in tanks. Everything gets picked up. We have paperwork for everything. Mr. Alexis is always here to prove that. The only thing just kind of caught us off guard was just this new plan we had to get through, and mainly maybe had we contacted Mr. Harry first, we would have just been on it. The initial scare was that this other company wanted 5 to 7 grand. I have the emails too. They wanted 5 to 7 grand to get this done, and we were just like, "Now we gotta pay bills. Somehow it's slow, and we gotta pay bills and find 7 grand and comply with." So it was all over the place. Now we found someone that is within our budget and seems that he can do everything the correct way, paperwork wise, and actually the inspection. So it just time was just all over the place. It was a long road, and I mean, we got the ball rolling now. Like mentioned, there's no spills. We can't. If I see a drop of oil, I'm cleaning that. I'm putting sand on it. Everything. We got to comply. There's no way around it. My God, everyone here. The paperwork's there. We have to do the staff training. I have to make sure everybody knows what happens if there's any kind of spill, any kind of spill. We got to know how to contain it. If I'm not here, if he's not here, my guys have to know how. So, everyone's properly trained on it. Yeah, no, you guys could walk in literally any day of the week and you'll see that, we don't mess about. We gotta keep this thing afloat, and you guys set regulations and standards, and there's no way around it. We gotta abide by it. That's just how it is.
Richard,
Thank
do you
you.
have a question?
I do. Um, you had mentioned just now that had you contacted Mr. Harry to start with, you'd probably be done by now. When did you actually contact
Well,
him?
we did contact him. I'm just gonna, I don't know if the screen will leave. I'm gonna check my emails. Um, so we gave everybody a call, right? About, let me see. Okay, so Mr. Harry got back to me initially the 6th of last month. Was back and sent them the plan, you guys can't see my screen. Sent them the map of the facility, the paperwork asked, the paperwork you guys sent us, kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, we gotta change the date. Then yeah, can we change the date to the 8th? We set that up for Monday. He was supposed to come a little earlier. Um, yeah, no, just that. I don't know his time wise, his time frame as well, but he basically got back to us then, and we were able to set this up with him for the 8th. We'll reschedule for the 8th. It wasn't initially set up for this Monday.
So instead of just saying the 8th, just humor me. Your initial contact was, say the month also.
Yeah, yeah, here. Sorry, I just closed that. Harry. Well, the initial call was made August 26th or 27th. I don't have the exact date here. That's when the
And he
call was
got back to
made.
you when?
And then Harry got back to me. Oh, sorry, I opened the wrong email. Harry. 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 The first email I have is from here, 11/6. Yeah, 11/6. He said, "Hi, Evan, please send over any documents from the city, and we will plan a meeting." And then he asked me for the map, or yeah, the map of the facility. I sent them that. Then he said, "Sorry for the delay. I found your attachment. If there's any questions, I will call you before we schedule a visit." No, thank you. Can we schedule one? Can we schedule one? We had one scheduled, and then we had to reschedule for the Monday, basically. Sounds good. See you then. Yeah.
So your first contact was in August, and then
August,
the
yeah.
next meaningful contact was this month or November?
November 6th.
And and from November 6th, you've been going back and forth with what to do?
Yeah, back and forth, sending a couple plans, sending the information, trying to get a couple dates, and we were supposed to do mid last week. Things got rescheduled. We were supposed to actually do this Wednesday, and I told him we couldn't do that. He had to do me the favor of coming out Monday, and we were able to get that done on the Monday.
And then Alexis, that's when you heard from Mr. Harry after that?
Um,
believe same Monday. He CC'd me on the email.
Yes, I received Monday, December 8th.
Yeah, 2:24 p.m.
And I've been very vocal about my feelings about things happening in the aquifer. I don't know, maybe it's because it's fresh on my plate, but I actually asked an LEP to do a non-invasive thing for me on a property, and he's doing me a favor and doing it on January 6th. So I know these guys are backed up. My inclination would be to give them one more chance, I think. I know we haven't gotten to that yet, but
Yeah.
Do you have more before I
is
see if
there
Diana?
is
Go
there a
ahead.
way, Alexis, to cover that drain until such time as it's inspected and
Like a tarp.
remediated or whatever?
I think that would be a little tough because if we were to get a significant rain event, that water has to go somewhere. I would um, I would just encourage the facility operators to be extra
Careful.
diligent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Richard, with all due respect, most of this conversation has been about what's happened in the last month or so. This has been going on for 9 months.
Oh, I've been at
And
all the
it's
meetings.
and
I know that.
frankly, it sounds as if the price of having this work done was one of the things that caused the delay. They've mentioned more than several times that the $5,000 to $7,000 was going to be very, very difficult for them, and how happy they were to find someone who would do it less expensively. It seems to me they probably had the option of going with that more expensive provider. Um, so I don't think what I suggested is unreasonable. That we ask them to close down until this is resolved. And I apologize, Diana, for over speaking.
Diana, would you like to
That's
ask a
fine,
question?
Lou. So, Alexa, I think I read it in some of the information you sent that there has been activity on the site since the cease and desist order was issued. That's not good. So, why is that happening? I guess I'd like to ask Mr. Ivan, why is that happening?
Yeah, no, basically what we did, we're not allowed to take in any new claims, nothing like that. We just came in to try and finish a couple cars that we had for people set up that week that we had promised, cars would be done. Front door hasn't, been not taking no new customers, been basically telling everyone, we're closed down at the very moment. It's just a couple cars I had in here ready to go, just had, had to put them together and just get them out the shop just in case worst case scenario. But in terms, I read the thing, and actually the insurance told us, look, right now you guys are not allowed to take new claims. You guys can't take new customers, stuff like that. So we said, okay, understandable. We're just going to finish up what we have here for the customers that were already promised their vehicles, and no, that's really it.
You said there was a sign on your door now?
No, no, not a
Oh,
sign. What's it called? The insurance instructed us that as of that, I'm sure every system must be connected, so they were aware of it. They said, look, right now you guys are not allowed to take in new customers, new claims, file new claims, nothing like that. So we've been abiding by that. Right now, like I said, we're just trying to, those days we were just trying to get those cars out the shop, the ones that were
Have,
basically,
have you gotten those cars out of the shop?
yeah, effectively, we're
Okay,
just waiting to hear, what we can do.
okay, thank you.
Are there other questions for Alexis or for the applicant?
I was going to just yell down to you.
All right. Uh, uh, Mr. Rosas or Mr. Ortega, do you have anything else that you would like to share tonight?
No, just to comment on something that was said earlier. I know we could have gone with the more expensive person. At the end of it, if we don't have the funds, I'm not sure they would have been able to do that either. We know this business is very strict. We're not here to play nobody, play with people's times, play with people's money. So we weren't just gonna tell them, come do it because we need it, and we'll figure out payment, and we can't pay you, we'll get in trouble with you. And we weren't gonna do nobody dirty like that. So no, definitely we reached out just per the list, first person, second person, third person, fourth person, fifth person, and they got back to us in the order they could. I know, through the holidays, end of the year, people were busy, but no, yeah, we're just going with what we can get done. Like I said, we're not here to say, yeah, come down, and he comes down, gets the paperwork done, and we don't have a form to pay him, and now he doesn't submit it, things like that. So yeah, we could have gone with the first person, but we could have scheduled him in without funds, and then that would have been another another bit of action. So no, yeah, we're trying to get this done. It's brand new. It's something we weren't prepared for. It's something that was just kind of up in the air a bit, but we're trying to get it done, accordingly, and time has not been on our side, but at least the ball is rolling, and Mr. Harry said he could get this done before the holidays. Miss Alexis mentioned something that might take a couple 2 weeks extra or something. No, we're just trying to get this done the right way. Like I said, we're not here to cheat nobody out of their time or money, and it's this new regulation that you guys put, and it's no complaining about it. We got to get it done. We're just trying to figure out the best way to do it and something that's possible, within our hands per se.
I saw Galen's hand first. Galen, did you have a question? Oh, you're still muted.
I was going to make a motion that
okay.
we extend the date for the enforcement for another 30 days and give them a last chance.
Galen, do you mind if we address Harvey's question before such a motion?
No, but I have to leave some, so
I see. Okay. Harvey, do you have a quick question?
I didn't understand the proposed. I heard accept the order or amend the order, and I did not understand the precise details of the amendment. Can we go over that one more time?
Absolutely. So right now, the order says you are directed to, 1, immediately cease all regulated activities. You must immediately stop conducting all repair or maintenance of vehicles. And hard stop. And so the way that it's written now, there is no further opportunity to complete the previously determined registration application that was rejected because it was incomplete. So I would, if I were to make a motion that is similar to what Miss Wells was maybe starting towards, was to uphold the order with the amendment that the directive be preceded with, or I guess actually followed with, that the registrant has 30 days from this evening, or set a start for that 30 to complete, to submit and implement a stormwater management plan. And until such aquifer registration is accepted as complete, no regulated activities can occur on the site.
perfect.
JJ, do you have a question?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for saying that, Alexis, because I wanted to hear a hard date when this needs to be accomplished. But are we setting the bar too high? Like, how long does it take this process to take place? Like, from start to finish. What is the realistic timeline that they can submit this to you?
Right. I mean, I agree that you want, when you take enforcement action, and if you're giving someone a date, you don't want to set them up for automatic failure, but you
Exactly.
don't want to extend it out for a long time either. So if today is the 10th, so so 5 weeks gets you to January 9th.
We have a meeting on the 14th.
You actually have a meeting on the, you can have a special
okay.
meeting on the 14th. Your next
Okay.
regularly scheduled programming is at immediately prior to your February, the first meeting of February
Yep, the
for
4th.
P&Zs, which I think would be February 11th.
Right.
Doesn't Mr. Lev have a date from the Harvey person? Don't you?
Right.
Right.
Yep.
What does the date on the paperwork that you have say, Mr. Ivan?
He just said he could get it done before the holidays.
Before the Christmas holiday or the New Year's holiday?
He just says holidays.
Which
He's
holiday?
not very let me see if there's any specific.
And that's in reference to the plan, not necessarily the
The work,
implementation.
right?
Exactly.
How long
Yeah.
does it take the work to get done? Sorry, Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would recommend, based on my experience, giving them 6 weeks to submit and implement everything. And as soon as they submit it, I can work with you agency to hold a special meeting to move that along. I would say that it is in L&P's best interest to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Because please understand, right now this order says, or the order that was issued, and it sounds like the upheld order is going to say that you cannot be doing any automotive repair until the registration is accepted. And so the staff is obliged to enforce the regulations. And if there's any evidence that you are doing repair, or I know that you have a lot of cars there, if there's cars coming in and out, that's going to be a concern. So I don't want to do another order.
Oh no, yeah. Doors closed until this paperwork's through.
So, but
Thank
it's
you.
obviously, if you're not operating, you're not making money. So it is in your best interest to get this done as soon as possible so that you can open up shop again.
Definitely, yeah.
So then can we make a motion to approve as you just suggested, Alexis?
I think Galen had started on that motion. Galen, I know you have to go in 5 minutes, but would you like to?
I would accept, in addition to my motion, everything Alexis just described. 6 weeks, all activities stopping until the final plan is accepted and complete.
Alexis, just for clarification, if somebody doesn't want to wait until the middle of January or February or March to get their car fixed, and they want to come and get it, that's not a violation of this order, I would presume, right?
Cars leaving, they're fine. Yeah.
So someone wants to pick up their vehicle, I'm allowed to just open the door and let them take it. As long as I'm not touching a car, basically, that's kind of the okay.
Yeah, operating the business. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Richard. If I could suggest one small amendment, just looking at the calendar, the 21st is a Wednesday. If the agency members are amenable to it, I'd suggest that the due date is the day before that Tuesday, the 20th, so we can hold a special meeting on the 21st. Galen, I see you nodding your head. Are you good with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Richard, are you good with that as
Yes.
well? Just from a great, wonderful. Is there any comments or discussion on the motion and modification to the cease and desist order? All right. Alexis, do you have the modifications that were so moved captured sufficiently to modify the order?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on those modifications before we take a vote? All right. I think it is best for us to do this by roll call for procedure. Alexis, do you mind calling the roll?
Yes. Linkowski,
Yes.
Rowena,
Yes.
Schulman,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
Wells,
Yes.
Langelis,
Yes.
Byron,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
and Jones. Were you? Yes. No,
Everyone's
you were
seated.
abstaining from the first one. Sorry. I'm like, as I'm going through, I'm trying to think and say name.
Yep.
Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That is unanimous. Gentlemen, I recommend you take care of this as soon as possible, and you let Alexis know as soon as possible once this is completed. Alexis, if you hear this is completed well ahead of the deadline, not only would that be great news, but I'd be open to us having a special meeting a little bit sooner so that they can get back to business.
Right. So LF&P, just keep in touch. You can call, email, anything. Just don't
Will do.
don't
Will
not
do.
communicate.
No, yeah, this headache will be behind us sooner than later.
Great. Wonderful.
No, yeah, thank you guys so much. Do appreciate it. Hope you all have a great night. And yeah, happy holidays if we don't see you.
Yeah.
Best of
Thank
luck.
you.
Happy holidays.
Safety and stay
Thank you,
warm.
everybody.
Thank you. All right, so our next item on the agenda is a discussion of the APA citation and fine ordinance. Galen, I know you have to drop, so feel free if you need to.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Galen.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to drop as well.
All right, no worries.
All right.
Thank you,
Good
Richard.
night.
Have a good night.
I have no update.
No update on that? That is
So,
okay.
Yep, law department's been a little busy, but
Yep.
it's on the list.
Wonderful.
And we'll keep you posted. Hopefully in February, we'll have an update or whenever your next meeting is.
Not necessarily meant as a point of discussion, but just a comment from tonight's proceedings. I'm wondering if we may need to issue these orders a bit earlier along in the process. I wonder if I think I had made the motion to extend this application out another 90 days in August, and I'm wondering if we should have made such an order back then in order to get this resolved a bit sooner. So that's just a comment, I guess, as I was reflecting on prior actions that I've taken on this application in particular. So
be a little bit more assertive to issue a CND, but then a little bit more lenient on the first response to the CND, in other words.
yeah. I in a number of situations, providing those additional 90 days is sufficient for them to actually come forward with a complete application and is a nice graceful transition. But I am wondering if this is a tool we need to exercise a bit more, and hopefully soon we'll have an ordinance to help along as well. I think that will help speed things along. So any other comments? Since I took the liberty for comments, I'll ask if anybody else. All right. Next is acceptance of the minutes from our November 12th meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I make the motion.
Darius moved, Tammy seconds. Let's do this by a show of hands.
I wasn't here. for
All
that
right.
meeting.
Okay. So all those in favor? All right. All those abstaining? All right. And so that carries. And at this point, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Thank you,
Second.
Tammy. All those in favor? Have a great evening and rest of your year, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy
Bye,
holidays.
Alexis.
Bye-bye.